Okay, now we are going to discuss our second topic, strategic capabilities, resources, and competencies. What is this strategic capabilities? As we know that strategic means long term. So strategic means long term capabilities, which are needed for what? Which are needed for advocacy and suitability of resources, and competencies are the one which will give us survival and as well as prosperity. In fact, competencies are the one which can give us competitive advantage in the market. Another way to look at critical success factors. CSF stands for what? Critical success factors. Critical success factors are the one which are necessary for a business to achieve. For example, there must be ambience or hospitality in an hotel for their guests. A restaurant should offer good quality food, and they should maintain cleanliness too. And again, definitely hospitality is also important, but quality of food is the primary. Then cleanliness is also an important factor, and as well as their uh, hospitality. For a college like for VLS or for all the tuition providers who are providing tuition for ACCA, their result is important. Critical success factor, their website should be a good website. They should have competitive prices. They should provide a lot of material for the studies, but at the end result matters, so it is the critical success factor. All these three critical success factor have their own key performance indicator, which are also called KPIs, which are necessary for an organization to achieve. Is to examine an organization's strategic capabilities. If a business can obtain unique resources and core competencies, where there will be uniqueness, which means apart from the basic resources or more than the basic resources, threshold resources, more than the threshold competencies, this can lead us to what? This can lead us to differentiation. So this differentiation is needed for the ultimate long-term success. Now we are going to discuss this in detail. First of all, we have threshold capabilities. Threshold capabilities means basic capabilities, or I will call it mandatory capabilities, which are always needed for a business. These are necessary for an organization to exist and compete in the industry. Without these threshold resources and competencies, a company cannot run, a company cannot even sell their product. They are likely to be common to most rivals and easily copied. Definitely, you are not offering no uniqueness. When there is no uniqueness, it is easily copied by the competitors. In fact, basic all those sellers who have basic or threshold capabilities, they are working in perfect competition environment. None of them is offering any differentiated product. None of them is offering any differentiated or service or unique service which can give the success. They will not lead to success or competitive advantage. They will only manage their business at the normal level, because if they want to be successful more than the modern normal level, they will move on to the strategic capabilities, which includes unique resources and on core competencies. These are particular to an individual business. They will be hard to copy, or we can also use the word of imitate. So these are hard to copy or hard to imitate. But remember one thing, it does not say that it is impossible to copy. It means a business who wants to maintain their strategic capabilities, they need to work on their capabilities on regular basis, because sooner or later there will be any new entrants in the market who will come and they will copy our product, and then we will be able to offer some new product in the market. Whatever we are selling right now, it is valued by the customer. If it is valued by the customer, this is called what? Critical success factor. Valued by the customer is also called value added product. You are selling a product or you are providing a service which is adding value towards the customer life, or which is adding value towards the customer work, and it is improving their work. They will lead to competitive advantage, unique resources, and unique or core competencies or unique competencies are the one which can give us competitive advantage. But our focus is not to achieve competitive advantage only. Our focus is their sustainability too. So we want to be successful in the market, but we also want sustainability in the market, that we will be able to sustain these unique resources and unique competencies. This sustainability, it depends on what? This sustainability basically depends on reinvestment of margins. Where there will be huge reinvestment of profit margins, those organizations will be able to innovate their product or service consistently, because they have high financial resources. Where there will be no huge reinvestment, there will be failure. If not failure, but they will not be able to maintain their strategic position. More on the strategic capabilities, note that capability refers to the resources and competencies, and their relationship can be shown as strategic capability. First of all, resources. Tangible assets is a very important resource. If it is movable, if it is immovable, or it is not easy for everyone to acquire, like machinery, labor or skilled workforce or experienced workforce is undoubtedly a competitive advantage. And availability of finance, as I told you that reinvestment of margins is very important. Intangible includes non-physical assets like knowledge, your history in the market, your HR, their experiences, their learning curve. Now how to manage, how to develop brands and reputation. Competencies includes what? Competencies, the activities, processes and methods which we use to produce a product, which can give us efficiency, or which can give us efficient utilization of resources. We can also call it process efficiency. Where there will be process efficiency, where there will be strong operations or strong processes, such type of organization will be able to achieve competitive advantage, either through economies of scale, either through differentiation, but definitely they will be able to get this from the market. Again, he is explaining these threshold resources as we says that minimum or necessary resources, capabilities for the competitive advantage. If we want competitive advantage means why a new customer or why a customer will give preference to my product as compared to my competitors. So this is my competitive advantage. Unique resources are the one which cannot be imitated or which cannot be easily obtainable. Example of the unique resources are brand, as we discussed in our last example too. Situation, for example, near a source of raw material or a source of a cheap labor. Right now, China is taking the advantage of this source of cheap labor because of their huge population. Some competitors have to cover depreciation cost because if there is high fixed cost, it will make them difficult to sustain in the market. Right to use a patent process, suppose if an already a company has already registered their patent, it means now they are the only seller in the market, or maybe possible they are have made the contract with the government that for next year 10 years, next 15 years, government will not allow any new entrant in the market. So thus such type of capabilities can help the organization to make profit, or they are not imitable. Further, unique resources are also people based. People who can move to competitors. If strength of the company is their HR, suppose in a service organization, people are working and they are managing the organization. So if you are will use your HR, you will not be able to maintain your competitive advantage. So most of the time in manufacturing organizations, but especially in service organizations, competitive advantage is what? Competitive advantage is human resource. Then we have what? Then we have core competencies. These are the activities probably we have discussed this. Examples are what? Examples are sophisticated IT. You are not using a simple computer software. You are using enterprise resource planning. You are using Microsoft Enterprise Resource Planning, or you are using SAP, or you are using any other such type of software which is much different than the a simple or common software which are easily available in the market. Enables complex and accurate demand. So if there will be an effective use of not only ERP, if there be will be use of big data effectively, if there will be use of artificial intelligence, such type of things, and currently we are the whole work is talking about metaverse. If there will be use of these things, it can help us to uh, forecast our demand more effectively. Our corporate culture that foster innovation, our main focus of the organization is to introduce new products and services as much as they can. Ability to share and deliver knowledge throughout the organization. They are capable to share and deliver knowledge throughout the organization. So lever knowledge means leverage of the knowledge, or how easily it is available or how quickly it can be shared with the others. I will read this illustration, but before reading this illustration, I want to discuss critical success factors which are necessary for an organization to achieve. Critical success factor, as I told you, that is the one which are very much necessary for an organization to improve their strength in the market. In fact, if an organization is achieving, or if an organization is maintaining their critical success factor, it means organization is capable to achieve competitive advantage. It means organization is performing quite well or quite good in competitive environment. So these are the factors which are very much important to achieve. Or if we are effectively meeting critical success factor, it means we are better than the rivals. What are the critical success factor? Critical success factor are the essential areas, are the necessary areas of the business that must be performed well. We expect from these areas to perform well. We expect that we will achieve our mission statement. We will focus on our objectives, we will focus on our goals, and our focus is to achieve all these things. Mission statement is something which is a broader, which is given in broader term. For example, a company says that we want to maximize our shareholders wealth. How? We want to maximize our shareholders wealth through uniqueness, through core competencies. So CSF are the performance requirement that are fundamental to or organization success. As I told you that it is not possible to get success in the market without having a strong critical success factors. And I told you that critical success factors are linked with, or critical success factors are the one which are focusing on, critical success factors are the one which are focusing on key performance indicators to achieve. For example, a critical success factor is what? Critical success factor is quality of service. And key performance indicators is retention of the customer. In this context, critical success factors should thus be viewed as those product features that are particularly valued by the customers, particularly valued by the customers. Customer wants to achieve. This is where the organization must outperform competition. Outperform competition means you are performing much better than the competitors in the market. There are different critical success factors for each industry. As I told you that a college is expected to deliver good results, a university is expected to invest more on research and development, and a hotel is expected to offer hospitality to their guests. Restaurant is expected to offer quality food. A clothing company is expected to offer value for money or good clothes to the customers. So this all is needed. Critical success factor for a major industries, it includes automobile industry, as I told you, that food processing, life insurance, it has, everyone has its own. Automobile is focusing on styling, efficient dealer network, organization, performance. Food is focusing on new product development, means new tastes are developed. They are opening as much distribution channels as can, and their focus is health aspect, low fat, low calories, because people are very much concerned about their fitness, but still fail to maintain their fitness. Life insurance industry, it focuses on reputation and as well as innovative new policies or promotions or things. Supermarket industry is the word. It has mixed availability of each store, like having it actually available on shelf, pricing it correctly. So these are the different critical success factors for the different industries. Another strategic capability or strategic competence is what? Strategic competence or critical success factor or strategic capability is organizational knowledge. What organization learned in the past. Knowledge is a strategic capability. Knowledge is the one which has a long-term capability. Johnson, Schultz, and Whittington says that collective experiences accumulated through system which a company collected or accumulated in last 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 or 100 years, which ACCA collective in last, I think, more than 115 or 118 years. Their routine activities, they are learning from their mistakes on day-to-day basis, of sharing across the organization, and new people are entering in the organization. They were part of the different competitors in past. They have their own experiences, they have their own learnings, and definitely their experience and learnings will also give us some help to improve. Then we have resources, staff, skilled staff, as I told you, is one of the very important resource, and retention of the staff. There are number of companies in the world who have very good working environment. They offer number of good facilities to their to their employees, and their retention rate is quite good. Their labor turnover is very much under control, and as long as their workers are getting good salaries, they have good facilities. Now their focus is to improve their productivity, and their focus is to achieve organizational goals and objectives only, because they want to protect their job, and now they are working in a goal congruence only for the achievement of organizational goals. Organizational knowledge is cumulative in nature. It was built over, definitely it is based on the past experiences, and it is based on number of events which happened in the past. It improved our learning curve. It improved the learning curve of the workforce. It improved the overall organizational knowledge, and this organizational knowledge will ultimately add value to the product. It will bring improvement to the product. So this all is called is all is what this all is very much important for an organization to achieve strategic capability or critical success factor. Organization recognize successful development of organizational knowledge can be critical success factor. Knowledge management involves what? It involves uncovering or discovering the knowledge. It involves capturing the knowledge. Then we are not only capturing knowledge or retaining with ourselves, we are sharing knowledge with different participants. We are sharing our knowledge with the like with our supporting industries. We are sharing our knowledge and experiences with our customers. So sharing of knowledge, we are distributing our knowledge to the concerns, especially to our customers. We are levering knowledge. There is a leverage of knowledge, like we are also using different alternatives to gather knowledge from other sources. And then organizations focus is to maintain their knowledge, because maintenance of knowledge will lead them to sustainable competitive advantage or sustainability. It will give them strategic capability, or it will strengthen their strategic capability in the market. Any question? Okay. Growing importance of the knowledge management. Knowledge management is necessary for maintaining the competitive advantage. As I told you here, where maintaining knowledge means what? Maintaining knowledge means sustainability of the competitive advantage. So sustainability is needed. Both businesses and not-for-profit are more complex than they were previously. So there is more knowledge to manage. Now we need to managed more knowledge as compared to past. There are many more government regulations that have to be followed, especially with respect to health and safety, with respect to labor laws, with respect to environmental laws. So more regulations, and there are more requirements of the reporting. Government sets many more targets to monitor the performance of the hospital and schools. Then environment, technology, competitors, and markets are rapidly changing, and we don't want failure in the market. So we need to change ourselves with respect to the changes in the market, which means we have to be flexible, or we should be flexible in response to changes in the market. The move from manufacturing to service industry means that greater proportion of organizations knowledge is likely to be tactic. Tactic means means for middle management, or we can say that medium term. Easy to formally specify a product, but harder to specify everything that should happen in the successful delivery of service. Definitely before delivery of service, before delivery of product, we can say that these are the factors which will give us success in the market. But after delivery of product or service, we will be able to analyze which one of the factors gives success in the market. Greater job mobility means unless captured and recorded, valuable knowledge can be lost as the staff move on. So it is responsibility of the organization to maintain low labor turnover. So these are the factors which are associated with the knowledge management. So I will discuss now with you one of the illustration we have here, and both the test your understanding too. The Coca-Cola Corporation has for many years maintained a very strong position in the soft drink. Consider it it's a flagship product. Coca-Cola. Flagship means what? Most prominent, or means Coca-Cola is offering a number of soft drinks, but this cola drink is more popular, which is having high market share. This has largely survived competition from the supermarkets on label colas. There is no great secret in how to make a reasonable imitation, though pursuits would maintain the imitation are not so good. In fact, they did not completely imitate the Coca-Cola, means cola sold by the Coke. That is why they were unsuccessful, or they were not able to offer the similar product, and resources needed are not demanding. The own label cola sells at much lower price because they were intended to attract as much customers as they can. So they have the only one tool to attract customers, that they are offering cola at lower price. So high volume production resources, usually new entrants or small companies don't have, capable of producing flavored carbonated water, do not seem to be important in keeping production price down. So how the Coca-Cola managed to keep its dominant position? It has been argued that physical resources do not seem to be important. Therefore, answer must lie in non-physical resources, such as very powerful brand name. Powerful brand name of the Coca-Cola. Their core competencies, which make them capable to offer differentiated product or service. Core competencies lies in managing the brand by producing memorable global advertising, unique advertisement, global recognition, careful sponsorship, and recording of customer requirements. That is diet or light product. Means what? Bespoke, which we discussed in Starbucks too. So these are the factors. So you need to understand this fact. Either we choose the example of Starbucks, or either we discuss the example of Coke. Their focus is what? Their focus is customer need. They try to may fulfill the need of each and every customer through this approach or through tailor-made approach. Right? Any question? Okay. I am going to read this, test your understanding, and we will read the answer as well. Manchester United Football Club, one of the biggest sporting institutions in the world, recent research has shown that they have over 600 million fans across the world. They hold a record number of English championship and have been crowned the best team in the Europe many times. They are the most valued supporting franchise in the world according to Forbes magazine in 2017, over $3.5 million, and have shown revenue growth year on year for at least a decade. Consider the strategic capabilities which contribute to the success of the football club. So, Manchester United are one of the biggest. One factor is this institution in the world. Recent research shows that they have over 600 million fans across the world. This is another factor. They hold a record number of championships. It is another factor. They have crowned in the best team. Another point. In the Europe many times. They are most valued, supporting most valued franchise. According to the Forbes, one of the renowned and reliable magazine, at over $3.5 billion, and have shown revenue growth year on year, and not only for 2 3 years, since last one decade. So these are all the factors which help them to maintain their strategic capabilities. Now I would like to share answer of this illustration with you, that either they have the same uh, points to understand. All football clubs will need to certain resources. Means these are the basic resources. Without players, you cannot make a football team. Without stadium, you cannot play. Definitely, we need a manager who will make noise outside the ground. You need a fan base. You need finances. This is what we need. We can't be successful without these things, the basic needs. They also worked on these things. They worked on tactical knowledge to improve their understanding regarding the game. They adopted different training methods which improved the skills of their players. They invested on youth. They encouraged, as we know that there are a number of franchises either in the football or either in the cricket or any other game. They always look for youngsters, and they are ready to invest on the youngsters, and they are always contributing new players to the world or to their country as well, uh, through their this development program and ability to attract sponsors. Definitely, when you have a strong brand name, your tactical knowledge is strong, you will be able to attract work. For Manchester United to be successful, they must therefore develop these in the unique way. What resources they have a bigger fan base, as I underlined in their in that illustration, than any other supporting franchise in the world. They allow them to garner more merchandising revenue. We underwrite light this fact in our illustration, that their revenue was rising or is rising annually uh, since last 10 years. Then we have offering of better deals. from the sponsors. Because of increase in the revenue, they are able to attract the sponsors too. They have a bigger stadium. I underlined this fact in uh, illustration. Competencies requires what? Competencies requires leader in acquiring and interacting with the fan. This is the one. They have 65 million fans on the Facebook. The skill allow them to keep fan informed on the new product offering as well as events and broaden the club brand image. Manchester United were on the first club world to obtain sponsorship of their training equipment. In 2013, AON agrees to pay the club around 20 million per season for the right to rename Manchester United Training Complex, something that no other club have had been considered as a marketable asset. So it is called what? It is called their vision, that when more others did not consider one aspect, they considered and they took the advantage. Ability to attract such sponsorship is one of the things that makes the club stand out. So it is because of their strength, their knowledge, their vision. That is why they are considered differentiated. Manchester United seems to have a unique ability amongst the elite teams in the England in developing youth players. Another strength. For example, Manchester United were crowned champions of Europe in 2008. Five members of their final club squad had come through the club ranks as youngsters. By contrast, opponents Chelsea, another England club, did not have any player in their cup final squad that had come through the club youth rank. So we can say that Manchester is contributing towards talent hunting. This allows Manchester to keep local tradition, garner fan loyalty, and reduce team development cost. There are many other strategic capabilities that Manchester have, but these are examples should highlight some of the reasons why an organization can be successful. It is not simply about having resources and competencies that are necessary. It is about developing and acquiring one which can lead to competitive advantage. As can be seen as Manchester example, no one resource or capability might be unique strategic capability of the club, but when they put together, success become much more likely. So he says that not only one resource or one competency is needed, we need multiple resources or competencies, and when you will combine these multiple resources and competencies, then you will be considered unique, or you will be considered superior or better than the others. Any question with respect to this illustration or with respect to this whole model? Then we have another test your understanding which is relevant with the knowledge management. A barrier to knowledge management is that many people believe that keeping knowledge secret gives them unique power. But here we says that no, we says sharing of knowledge will give you power. We says leverage of knowledge give you power. Distribution of knowledge will give you power. Maintaining the knowledge will give you power. Not only if you are retaining the knowledge and not sharing with the others and assuming that I am the best, I am the best. So this is not the fact. Knowledge management, however, requires the knowledge is uncovered and shared. What arguments could be used to encourage individuals freely to give up and share knowledge? In fact, there must not be any threat. Insecurity is the factor which which discourage individuals and organizations that not to share competencies. Otherwise, there is no reason that people will not share their skills or their competencies with the other, but mostly it is insecurity. The following arguments could be used to encourage individuals to share knowledge if they control their insecurity, which I think if everyone shared the knowledge, each person should gain more than, because when you are sharing knowledge, you are not only providing knowledge, you are also receiving knowledge. You are also on the receiving end. Organizations are often so complex that it is rare that one person can achieve more alone. Teamwork is basically something which gives us more gain. Sharing of knowledge is the one which is the best way to assure that you are successful, you are different. Perishable knowledge is perishable, increasing so as the pace of change increases. Knowledge is not used quickly, it is wasted. If you are not using any knowledge right now, it will not become useless or it will not become worthless. It will become useful or it will be worthful. Whenever a time will come, you will be able to take the benefit of this knowledge. Knowledge management is the vital success of many businesses. If an organization uses knowledge creatively, the chances are that it will beat an organization with poor knowledge management. Organizations compete with rivals, or people within the organization should not be competing with each other at the organization's expense. In fact, he says that there must be an approach which is called goal congruence. All the workers in the organization should focus on the organizational goals. That is why they should share their knowledge and experiences with the others in the organizations. They should not restrict themselves, or they should not close the doors of knowledge sharing. Their approach is for the teamwork, and their approach is to achieve ultimate goal or vision of the organization, which can help to increase the value of the organization, and as well as it can increase the value of the product or service. So ultimately there will be the increase in wealth of shareholders. So today we discussed both the topics. Any question related to strategic capabilities, which we discussed right now in this session? Our focus was strategic capabilities. So there are two types of capabilities. One is called basic, the other one is called unique resources and unique competencies, which can give us sustainable competitive advantage. And we also need to achieve critical success factors which are necessary for a business. And similarly, we need to maintain organizational knowledge which can help us to maintain our position, and which can help us to achieve our goal, which can encourage our workers to work towards the team working or team based approach rather than to focus on their personal goals. Right, everyone? Any question? Okay, it is enough for today. We have